Welcome to the winners finals of our Rising Star League. Saint in the blue color is playing as Decimus. Whoa. Just swapped to Harvester, realizing he's against Yap Yap. Makes sense. That's Daylon over there. Obviously, Yap Yap has a free cannon fodder. So why not just send him across the map and try to steal a mini? If you go triple pad, it's basically impossible to get that done. But you'll still get the back. So, not bad. Not great either though, because you're up against Decimus. And Decimus is pretty good at cleaning up these minis, especially if you get to use Vortex on units around the mini base. Both of them will be affected and you can clear them pretty quick. The other situation is that, you know, if you open with many grunts, Yap Yap actually gets an advantage with the chopper, as you can just very easily pick off individual grunt squads. Other than this, Yap Yap also usually gets away with a very quick second generator, so you might as well do that and then pick the minis. But it does open you up to some reverse mini base steals at this particular timing, so that might still happen. Oh, by the way, I should say 100 pounds on the line for this Rising Star League. A smaller one today, but really high quality matches, I would say. Dalon versus Hero in the winners finals, obviously what everyone was looking forward to all day. Daylon manages to secure 2 of his home minis, but there's gonna be some back and forth action on both sides. Plenty of brutes coming right up. The Grunt Riders, however, are stronger units. It will take an overwhelming number to beat them. Shouldn't be an issue. I think Hero is ready to deal with this. But you can see already how much damage this one thing has done. If Dalon gets out additional ones, there's no way that the Hammer Brutes can win. Maybe should have been a good idea to use a Vortex. I'm not even sure the mini gets beaten up. Okay, there's a Vortex. But would have been better to do it all at once, right? Cannon fodder are coming up. Not to worry about that. And Hero is working on setting up counterattack. We'll see how far that gets. For now, it's basically impossible to hold this mini. As the Grunt Riders will just beat it up. Ooh, there's a little hit squad coming. Do those grunts actually have mines? If they do, no, they don't. It's not getting researched either. But if they did, any choppers would have to really watch out. Oh! Ouch! I figured that was too close. Man, those grunts got eviscerated. That was nasty. As far as counterattack goes, it's just cannon fodder, but we've had the shade turret dropped in and they're doing some massive damage to that extractor. However, I think Dalon might just be toast on the other side or something. Was this Hero resigning? It's a very weird resign. Dalon is fine. He didn't lose any generators and I think he would have cleaned up. On his side, this either is a disconnect or just a really weird Hero resign. He sometimes feels that he can't get it done and then he just gets out super quickly. Well, that's not the matchup I would have expected for this map. Hero's bringing Warders to Frontier, which is good, but he's gonna have to go up against an Anders. Dalon We'll definitely have some turrets on the base, which are going to be shielded. It's going to be difficult to make anything happen there, but obviously the mini base fighting outside could go a very different direction. However, for Daylon as Anders, it's very easy now to get all the upgrades going. Grenade Marines and then the Spartan upgrade and add some snipers in. You'll be prepared for anything. And that's the problem for Warriors. If you can exploit under preparation against one of the things, be that vehicles or goo boys or whatever, you can definitely make use of that. But if they're ready for everything, well, that's what Anders is really good at. Still not entirely sure what path our Warriors gamer is gonna take. So far it's mini base superiority, but if he overbuys, then Anders just kind of rushes, no? Wait, jackrabbits? Well, that's just one extra. Okay, shouldn't be a huge deal. Mass rabbit and the Spartan and Hellbringers? Okay, now that's not what I expected, but I'm here for it. This is fun. Shrapnel rounds for hero, that's a good counter, of course. Just go choppers. It's just that the Spartan is going to be a little difficult to deal with. JR Hellbringer Spartan. Guys, is this standard? I usually don't get to cast games like this. And I honestly don't know about this matchup. Whether this is what you should do against choppers in particular. Obviously the choppers do result in the barracks being swapped for a supply pad. That does make sense. Goo boy gets picked up by the rabbits very quickly. That's also expected. Now choppers have to deal with all this. And do you actually upgrade the... Yeah, he upgrades the rabbits. Wow. That is interesting. What's Hero's answer to this? More choppers so far. Both players are trying to capture power nodes. The mini base count is about to be equalized. Maybe the rabbit should have stayed to just pick that thing off real quick. That's gonna happen by itself anyway. Well, chopper count is at 9. Rabbit's also at 9, but there's a Spartan, so this is not really a fair fight for the choppers. They all get stunned! Goo boys are in, they're doing some exploding damage supposedly, but you just gotta not shoot them, and these rabbits are so weak. Spartan maybe might make it. We've got a mine drop. What the hell? It's very interesting to see the mines there. Not sure what that's all about. Please don't tell me that's the third point pick. But it is. Why did he... That must be a misclick, right? Because the rabbits are just gonna shut this down. Oh man, hero. Surely you go invigorating frenzy third. Just helps those choppers win the fights. If the Spartan gets back to shields, I don't think 6 choppers are gonna be enough to make this an easy win. Dalon's just making more rabbits, as expected. And this capture gets denied, of course. We're heading into the main, but I think it's just picking off reinforcements, not really trying to attack the base, right? It could be though, I mean, it's a completely naked base. You get the drop turret. In addition to everything, that should be a pretty good answer to what's going on. Dalon has some pretty good map control here. And his Spartan is ready for a big stun. Doesn't have mines or anything, but the drop turret is around. Pre-detonates the mine, which is good. The choppers are winning against the rabbits in general. It's just not going to be enough with the drop turret around. Hero resigns again. What the hell is going on? Dalon is absolutely wrecking him here. Yeah, picking that mine definitely wasn't what he needed to do. If he had Invigorating Frenzy, this would have gone so much better. Ladies and gents, we are here in game number 3 already. Very quick series. Saint, aka Hero, bringing Isabel to the table. And his opponent Daylon with Kinsano. Kinsano generally has a tough time against Isabel, right? All these vehicles that Isabel can pump out, the Warthogs in particular, are prime units to shut down everything that Kinsano can do. So Kinsano would have to somehow go into a Cyclops composition to try and deal with that, and she's not very great at that. Counter blob stuff, you know. But maybe that works. We've seen it before, we'll probably see it again. It's not as bad as, let's say, Forge's case. That's much, much worse. At least the Spartan, Isabel, has Alice, right? She's got the machine gun, which is good against infantry, but not so good against vehicles. So if you do end up with a mixed composition, vehicles and infantry, then at least some of your units will be resistant to it. But Dalon will need a 4th mini down here. Oh, 3rd mini, sorry. Otherwise Hero gets 4. Just Marines from Daylon, nothing crazy, but Hero does get all the minis. Now if he's not overbuying and the rabbits can actually work out, then things should be fine. Then again, rabbits against grenade marines might not work out so great. They already have their upgrade, the rabbits. Many more of them coming out. And some pad upgrades to follow. This mini probably can't make rabbits very easily now. Dalon's grenade upgrade is coming. It's not looking good already. Like, that mini has to be sacrificed, but it's gonna be Hellbringer Rabbit. So at the same time, the Marines aren't gonna have a super easy time against this. Although this mini is definitely toast. It's gonna be a turret made at home, but this is a lot of infantry. think everybody will have to go home. The turret will complete, just about. And there's a good number of jackrabbits. I'm not so positive about Daylon's chances in this one. Turret is done. Rabbit does dodge a lot of grenades, which would have been useful for the turret. And a mass of rabbits and... oh, it's actually half. There's a lot of holograms. But they still should manage to clean up, especially with the Hellbringers coming through. The rabbit's kind of just sitting there. But Dalon doesn't know what to shoot at and what not to. And the Hellbringers should clean this up now. Maybe a second generator is in order now that the defense is complete. What now for Daylon? He literally pivots into jackrabbits? What? How does that even remotely make sense? No, you're behind in the numbers. It's not gonna work. That's a 450 resource investment. I've literally never seen anything like this. Plus the actual cost of the rabbits. Wouldn't you just want more Marines? I guess the Hellbringers need to be dealt with, but they're not in that high amounts. I guess the rabbits can fight both of those types of units, but they almost still lose the minis. We might as well just make some turrets at home and go tier 2, right? I don't know, this is weird. My hero regains the middle minis. He's working on getting to tier 2. Lots of upgraded pads here and there. And the rabbit war begins in the middle. Trying to use reset micro, hero's definitely winning this. Just got more rabbits. Red line or not, he's got more, and a lot of the hologram ones are actually getting shot, so he's even snowballing this harder than he should. Top turret comes through here, we'll have to leave this. With tier 2 done for hero, he's going into mass warthogs. No surprise there at all, but he is starting to lose the jackrabbit war. And with Daylon also being in tier 2 actually, and he'll definitely drop in some flame hogs at some point. But he'll have a Spartan to deal with, so maybe not. Okay, timing's looking good on that. It's a rabbit wipe right there. I'll have a drop turret to help Spartans out, but I'm not sure she's upgraded. Yeah, hijack's only now coming through. So hero's not in a rush to make that fight happen. But warthogs are being pumped. The first bunch are about to emerge. And once there's like 4 or 5, you can absolutely take this fight. Maybe a mech blast into this group wouldn't be the worst. But I don't think he went for it. What did he go for? This holo decoy. We haven't seen mines, we haven't seen anything. Dalon gets the base in the end. I mean, the red line drop is doing work. Spartan does have the tier 2 chain gun upgrade, but she's been silenced by Nightingale. Cyclops is out. We are making the everything army now. Spartan happens to be pretty good against the everything army, however. Is that combat tech marines as well? This is literally the everything army. Oh my god. Cyclops, Nightingale, Warthogs. Not gonna be an easy time for the regular Warthogs of Hero, to be honest. I always talk about this everything army, but no one ever does it. Finally, we get to see it. Well, there is a good answer to it here. Plenty of units for Hero. Daylon just has a significant population lead. Granted, a lot of this is just Marines and Rabbits, so it's not that scary. As long as there's gonna be more hogs, everything's fine. Like the hog count here is nice, for sure. Not 11, that's including holograms. It's most certainly not 14. So, does Dalon have like an infantry upgrade or something? Doesn't look like it. The Cyclops bar is making me think twice about that, actually. Yes, he did have one. Level 2 is now on the way. And Hero better just max out and wait. There's no need to engage with this. You are up a base, sir. It's all good. We're really not in a rush. Get those Warthogs to level 2 upgrades and everything will be just dandy. But could we get maybe a Spartan Slam and Mech Blast? That would be Did he just do a barrel roll during that jump? Or she? Somebody clip that. I'm sure it wasn't just my mind playing tricks on me. Top turret in the back to cover the retreat path, but Firestorm Battle Group drops in. The Wolverine immediately gets wrecked. Never mind, it does not. Heavy metal protects it. But is it gonna be enough against all this? I mean, it's still very heavily marine focused around here. But the vehicles are starting to struggle on the Isabel side to make this work. They are so far succeeding, but there's more drop support coming through, and the boomers are getting to the vehicles as an anti-vehicle turret to retreat. So I think Hero should be fine. Nightingale's coming out, and no doubt the Spartan is being remade somewhere. No, it's not! But the vehicle upgrades are coming through. That's good enough. Drop turret adding in a lot of damage here. Probably need to leave. Anti-vehicle turret still getting work done here. Very nice. Ooh, that's a great trade with the Rams, but you gotta be careful with the tank. It's got 2 stars on it. It's nuts. Okay, Daylon is broke, however, so I think this is it. This might be all he's got. The Rams eventually whittle this thing down. Nero has a weak base, but it will be fine. I'm sure it will be fine. Marines are getting pumped. They're not going to be a great answer against the Hogs again. If Hero picks off the minis, then this might just be it. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Heals already. Third base is coming up. Isabella just doing her thing. This is how it should be. Well, no. Ideally, the Flame Hogs would be just a smidge better against vehicles. That would be very, very healthy for the meta. It wouldn't even have to be a lot, just a handful percent, even 5% would be enough, I think. Just something. And the tier 1 Kinsano hero, nobody ever makes her like that. Maybe we need some of that. That's probably the bigger deal that she's lacking. But yeah, hero setting up his reverse sweep, as the chat said. Okay, ladies and gents, we've got the Saint playing as Shippy Mac Shipface. The other side, Daylon's bringing Arbiter. Very early mini. Saint doesn't bother with that. He wants the second generator. Oh, my voice sounds weird. Sorry, I do have a bit of a cold. It's nothing serious. I'm just not 100%. Not sure what happened just a few days back. Got some headache and slight discomfort, but yeah. It's a small one. Extractor upgrade coming through. And the ghost spam begins. It's all pads. You know, if you can double gen and hold that off, that's a huge advantage. Just gonna not lose the Ghost War. Or maybe not play the Ghost War. If you can go grunts as well as engineers, that can hold off the ghosts. And you spend a whole lot less power. You go for a much faster tier 2, add hunters, and you're golden. Will there be engineers though? It looks like an honor guard instead. Looks like the grunts might be picked off. Good catch by Daylon. That does not count as a note strat, by the way. Since he was literally knocked off the power node. Anyway, Daylon's gonna clean it up and do the capture. Damn, Hero's losing a lot of grunts to this. But he's getting a very fast tier 2 out of it. If you don't plan to use those grunts anyway, then why not? Great camps coming up. So yeah, the whole hunter idea is gonna happen. It's just they're gonna be backed by hero, not by grunts and engies. Which is fine. This can totally work. I was getting a little worried that Arbiter has freaking 4 power nodes by the time this even gets going. And I'm not sure how much hero is genuinely gaining from this. It might even go up to 5 power nodes. But hey, maybe Hero can win some back in the next few moments. Now he's getting out in Apex, which is great. You'll need that. On the guard, largely unfazed by the ghosts. He will have to take an engagement here. And there's a lot of ghosts. They can ram him all day long. I think he just... Yeah, Daylon should just ram, and force the extract. It's good enough. My boy, of course, will get to full health at this. No surprises there. But hey, Hero can't afford an easy second base. Dalon can. And is still going tier 2 off of this. So pretty good exchange overall. Still maintains his 4 power nodes. I'm working on decapturing the one on the right. The one scary thing is, what if Hero works his way up to 4th point by like 7-8 minutes? Probably more like 8. And then does a spirit support here by that base. Hell, I'm not even sure the base can be kept if just the honor guard gets on it. It goes there on the far side of the map. And again, maybe Daylon gets a good exchange out of this, especially with the mine drop, which will boost the ghosts. And the hunters are at the moment outside of the engineer shield, so they're taking full damage instead of just 60%, which would be ideal. Well, those hunters are gonna get wrecked, actually. So are the engineers. Oh, whoa. The beam. Good split on the ghost. Very good split, in fact. The only guard is working on this base meanwhile. And ghosts get away with very small scratches. We'll get the hunter. The rangers are absolutely no problem. And I think they even want to trade into the engineer there. It's a bit expensive, but it works. They got the kill. Good enough. Have to deal with that boy, though, on the other side. Is Dalon not going to be able to save the base? What is happening? He doesn't have any engineers. It's 8 seconds out still. If this honor guard doesn't get knocked down by rams real quickly, then... Stasis saves the day. And the engineer is about to pop out. This base will have good health. What? What? No, what? Seriously? Dude, these resignations are a little much, maybe. That's definitely a little much. I know he's slightly behind here, Hero is, but come on. You can still trade into the ghosts. You can extract out. You can drop in your spirit support. This wasn't over by any means. This is, so we're gonna have to have a conversation about this. We want to thank our website patrons. This is by far the best way to support MetaPlays. Your contribution helps keep the project sustainable and allows us to produce more and better content. If you aren't yet a patron, check out our link in the description and get in touch to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.